Welcome to the John McAllister Report, where John McAllister, top football evaluator, interviews college and high school coaches and athletes from around the country. Sit back and enjoy today's podcast.
Hello, I'm John McAllister, and today, as part of Around the State, we'll do an interview with one of my favorite players. He's in the 24 class from Euclid High School, Jamal Jefferson, the junior. He's a wide receiver, defensive back, 6 foot, 180, track guy. He's run 4.5 or better in the 40. He's only a junior, and he plays defensive back, honestly, which I like him better as a defensive back. I think he can maybe be a corner or a free, and I think he's got a ton of talent, and he's aggressive, and he's confident. And all those things, to me, make up for a really good football player. I saw him last Friday night for a while, and I like his football presence. It was only 7-on-7, but I liked his football presence. So sit back and enjoy my video podcast with Euclid defensive back wide receiver Jamal Jefferson Jr. in the class of 2024. Good afternoon, Jamal Jefferson. How are you today?
Good afternoon. I'm feeling great, man.
Getting great? Playing football, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have workouts now or camps, or what do you have going on now?
We're kind of a bit of both, we can kind of mix it in. So right now, today, the receivers, quarterbacks, fullbacks, and runner backs, we go in early at 2:30. We get extra work in every day. And then workouts start at 5 through 7. No, 4:30 through 7 actually. So then after that, yeah.
Man, you got long days. Is that every day?
Yeah.
People can say what they want about football, high school football. You guys make the biggest commitment of all. Football players make the biggest commitment because you're giving up your summer now almost, and it's just almost over except for working. Okay. Let's talk first. Why football, Jamal? Why football? Why play the game?
I used to be a big hooper, so and then I was always more aggressive on the hooper side. So then I tried football out, and it just felt perfect because I want to use the ball all the not contact. Oh, that's a foul. Just foul that. I used to just dogging somebody, putting them on the ground, keep going type. So I just mess with football.
Really good. You play in other sports. You told me you're running track. What do you do in track?
A little bit of everything. Only thing I wanted to do this year, I wanted to jump, but it was too late. So I did the 100 meter, the open 2, 2x2, 4x2, 4x4. And, I think that was it for 4x2.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the open 200. Yeah. That's my
What
favorite.
leg on the 4x1?
Anchor.
Anchor. Oh, that's the dude, man. Coming up that straightaway on the final. As long as you don't mess with baton, you're all right. That's really good. Do you have a teammate? Does he run Tavion Meredith? Does he run track?
Yeah, he does.
He's fast too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fast.
But he's not as fast as you are, right? Track's great. Track is really good, especially for wide receivers. Track is amazing sport. Okay, do you suggest that players play 2 sports? That high school players try to play 2 sports if they can?
Yeah, of course. It's great. It's basically always a student athlete. You always stand on top of your stuff. You don't want to be ineligible doing this. So it just makes you stay on top of your stuff and you stay in shape,
Right. For sure. Okay. Has there been anybody in your career? Now you're young yet. You're only going to be a junior. Anybody in your high school or junior high careers have been pushed? Is there somebody kind of pushing you, kind of encouraging you, and things like that?
Yeah, my both of my parents, my boys, they've been with me since I first got to Euclid. I mean, ever since like our freshman year or the end of our 8th grade year, from COVID and stuff, they just always stuck with me. The Rufus, Nell, Zion, Ron, they always just stuck with me. They just always push me to do more. If I'm lacking, they tell me I'm lacking. If they feel like I'm doing this wrong, I'm doing this wrong. If I got an attitude, they put me in check.
Okay, that's good. That's really good. Any kind of sports guy you kind of pattern yourself after?
I want to pattern myself over to like. I can't really say I pattern myself. I watch stuff and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna add this to my game. Like, oh, if I see a nice release, I'm gonna add it to my game. If I see like a nice move, I'm gonna try to like mimic it in the practice. And then if it's nice, I'm gonna try to add that to the game. But I don't really mimic my game after anybody. I like to work on my own craft and try to be my own person.
Okay, good. Now, this is my first silly question. If you could exchange places or hang out with somebody for one whole day, anybody, who would it be?
Probably LeBron James.
Sure. Well, everybody says LeBron James. Why LeBron James?
He's a fun guy, he's a caring guy. As you can see, the stuff he does around the world. He got his own school, and you probably could learn a lot from him.
Yeah, I think so. Plus, he's got a little bit of money too, doesn't he, or not?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, but he's, I think he's misunderstood a lot. Sometimes I'd like to shake him because I think he gets carried away, but he's basically really good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Mike, I met him. In fact, I met him at the Glenville, I want to say Mentor football game. It was in the afternoon, and Troy Smith was there, and LeBron came up. He might be the biggest. I mean, I don't know him. I just met him. He might be the biggest athlete I've ever seen. I mean, he is huge, man. Can run the floor. He's an amazing athlete for his size. Just amazing. Okay, let's go back. Let's talk football then. Your wide receiver. What do you like about playing wide receiver? Because we're going to talk defensive backs in a minute. But what do you like about playing wide receiver?
Wide receiver is like so much. I like playing wide receiver. First, you wide receiver, one of the best in the game. One of the ones like it's more harder to guard. It's basically like, to me, it's like you control the game. If you drop a pass, the momentum drop. I just like being pushed. That's where everybody look at the wide receivers. So.
Right.
Another thing I like is I like reading zone. Like if it's cover 3, I can just I'm gonna attack this. I'm gonna try to use this. I'm gonna stem this, and then I'm gonna break back out. Stuff like that. I just like messing with people's head. I just love receiver.
Well, tell me about studying film. You study film? Look at film?
Yeah, I study film a lot.
That's huge. That's huge, Jamal, if you can do that, because you learn so much. And I think in a film, sometimes you just get a sense of what the defense is like and what they're going to do in certain situations, and watch your guy. We didn't have access to film when I was a coach. I mean, we did, but not like we do now. We had 16, and then I think the video was just coming, but nothing like it is now. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now what about defensive back? What do you like about that?
You could just stop the best person in the game anytime. I can shadow you. I can move you. I can move myself around just to follow you. I can cover the slot. I can cover the outside. You could just shut down a whole different player and just stop the other team's momentum unless the running game is not moving as it should. And you could it's just great. You get to I can't really explain it because it's just so much you could just do. Like,
I used to tell when I was a coach, I'd tell my defensive backs, you guys have the easiest game. Just keep everybody in front of you. I'm joking with you, especially that free safety. Just keep moving back. Okay, those are really good. What do you have to work on as a wide receiver? What do you have to work on?
What do I have to work on?
Yeah.
A lot, because everybody's not perfect, so I feel like I have to work on a lot to get to the next level, especially where I want to be in life. So just I feel like I don't really have no weaknesses, but my breaking point, I feel like I got to work on, like, I don't drop the ball, but when I drop the ball, it's like I'm looking away first. I don't hold it in first, I just look away and I end up dropping it because I'm trying to move like too fast.
Focus.
One thing I
Yeah.
gotta work on. Another thing I gotta work on, just being more of a leader. Like, I say stuff when I have to. Like, if stuff going bad, I gotta start stepping up and say stuff not when I have to, but just when I want to. I usually just hold back and hold my tongue, 'cause, everything not that deep. So just being more of a leader, bringing the ball.
As a defensive back, what do you have to work on?
Defensive back, what do I have to work on? Just
Okay. Here's first. Let me give you about 3 minutes. And you can't do anything about it except turn me off, I guess. I really think you're excellent both sides of the ball. Okay. I think you got to drop your butt down a little bit when you make cuts. And you got to, like, when you turn that head around, you just have to snap more. You have to be more crisp in your route running. Okay. More crisp. And you kind of said that yourself. And I think the other thing is you have fifth gear, or you're getting that burst, that last burst to get away. You know what I'm saying? You get the ball in your hands and you run well after the catch. Okay. Now, here's my problem. Well, I think you're one of the best defensive backs in Ohio in 24. Okay. So I watched you the other day for a little bit, and I studied your film, and I think you have to get a little bit, a little bit more, let me look down. Oh, closing speed. Let's talk about positive. I think your closing speed as a defensive back is amazing. That last 2 steps, you get there. It looks like you're about 3 steps away, and the next thing I know, you're knocking the ball down and things like that. And you do tackle. So you have a lot of strengths. I would say, if I were you, I would also try to get as much flexibility in my hips. You can never have too much. You know what I'm saying? You can never have where you flip those hips too much. I think that you smack guys on tackles. I mean, you really hit guys on tackles. Okay. Just let me take care of that. Tell me this and be honest with me now.
Okay.
On a kickoff return, did you really try to block that guy, or did he run on you on the highlight film? Did you try to block him, or did he try to?
Earlier that game, I caught one. I got it with one hand, and I just start running. So I ran to the sideline. I stiff armed somebody in their field, so hit me on a late hit out of bounds. So on the late one, I'm like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. So I didn't want it to go to me. I told my senior Tyger, I was like, get this. I got some business to handle. So he took it. So usually, to me, Tyger is one of the best kick returners.
It was legal.
Yeah. So
you blew it up now.
He came down. I was just looking for him. He came right to me as I wanted to, and I just put him down.
That's good, man. That's really good. And at least you're being honest with me. Now, I watched that a couple of times because you blew him up, and I'm just joking with you now. But I wonder if he did that on accident, or if that guy came after him, or if you're just tough. Talk about another silly question. What is one talent that you don't have, you'd like to have, but you'll never get?
I want to whistle.
What?
I want to whistle. I want to be able to. I cannot whistle to save my life.
It's good, man. You're good. Okay, you may have one of the fastest answers of anybody I've ever done this with. It's good. It's really good. Okay, here you go. How do you handle this? You're going to be you've paid your dues and you've really worked hard. Okay, a freshman wide receiver, defensive back is dragging, and he says, "Man, I don't want to do this. I don't think summer ball. You're August 10th. You know, you've been in the grind for a couple of weeks, hot. What do you tell him?"
I just tell them, just don't give up. Your time gonna come for sure. I had to wait out. I had to sit behind Armand, Scott, play Sean. I had to sit behind even more Anton Rivers, my brother, Sincere Pope. I had to sit behind them. I had to sit on the bench my whole last year. So you just gotta be patient. We just wait your turn. Don't ever be quick to give up, because you get quick to give up, that show you weak. So you just gotta keep pushing. Don't never give up. Always wait your turn.
Yeah, and pat him on the back, right?
Yeah.
Tell him that. Just don't. You said one other thing. I think you're a leader in your own way, but be Jamal. Don't be somebody you're not. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about getting a little more, but be who you are and everything like that. I think it's good. Okay, how's school going? How's the classroom going?
Oh, classroom great. I usually sit like, I don't want to say at the back of the class, but I sit like in the middle, mid of the class. So when I like start having to talk to my dad, start sitting like the beginning of the year, I was just in the back of class, quiet, do my work. I don't talk a lot. I got my headphones on, I'm doing my work. The teacher talking, I take the headphones off, see what she got to say, and I just get back to work. I don't really talk a lot. And then another habit I got, like, it's illegal in our school. We could be on our phones. I be on my phone way too much. Like, I just be on my phone way too much. That doesn't stop the work getting done. So in school, I feel like I'm doing great. I just gotta keep
What's your
going.
favorite subject?
Math.
Oh man, that's good. I hated math, but that's really good. That
Math,
opens up a lot of doors. That will open a lot of doors for you, Jamal. Okay. Now, but you have to have any energy in any sport, and I actually have to have energy. What I do here now, what kind of energy do you bring to your football program?
the type of energy I bring.
Yeah. What's an example of the energy that you bring?
Example. Okay. Like, for me, I don't do too much. For me, before the games, I'm locked in. I listen to a couple tunes, but before the game, when we out there, when everybody see us, we gotta be turned. We gotta be hyped up, because you can't come out there all like the momentum all down, coming up to our regulars, just walking on the field, jogging on the field, because then like the other team just looking at you like, we about to smack them. And then another thing we do as a program, we clap our hands. So a lot of teams, when you clap their hands, a lot of teams look at you, they be like, "Oh, that clap was loud," Oh,
Yeah.
you're like, yeah. So yeah, we turned it. We don't lack this way. Our energy always stay up. We do PJACs before everything we do. That's a big. Staying hyped is a big part of our momentum. Yes.
That's really good. Okay, what do you hope that the players say about you behind your back?
That I'm myself, man. I don't want to be like nobody else. I'll probably troll a little bit, be like, "Oh yeah, he has that." I'll be like that, but just be myself, and I'm more of a leader than a funny guy, or not a funny guy, but like just I'm more. I don't want to be like nobody else. I'm myself. I was a good player. I don't want to be known as just a good Euclid football player. He was a nice Euclid player that went D1 or went D2 or something like that. He went up to college. I want to be known as like, yeah, boy, he was amazing. He was an amazing person. He did this in the classroom. He made sure he stayed on top of this.
That's really good. By the way, you mentioned it earlier. You are following some pretty good athletes at Euclid. You know that? In that whole area up in there, you're following some pretty good players that played at Euclid. Some of them were characters, but they were also really good football players. You know what I'm saying? Some of them. I mean, this is what I do. I know all you guys. Okay, let's just a couple more questions, and we'll be done. And you've done a great job. Okay, was there ever a time, when I call it when the light came on for you? Is there ever a time when you said, "Man, you realize you have to step it up, you have to get after it, get better"? Is there ever a time like that? Maybe not. Maybe that'll happen this year, but is there ever a time?
A time this year, actually. So it's, me and the security guard got into it, and me being me, like I just did something dumb. I did like I threw his hat away because I threw the security guard hats away and I got suspended. So me being me, I'm like, damn, I just got suspended. You know, like I'm tripping right now. I got a big year coming up. I can't be doing all this if I want to be who I want to be, you know. And then I came to the school back and I apologized. I even bought the security guard a new hat because for me that's not me. I was just all out of anger, you know, because of what he did in the past. So and then when I talked to Coach Andrews, he told me like, man, he told me like, I'm not gonna be nothing if I keep doing what I'm doing, you know, like straight up, like if you head down this path, stuff you're doing get suspended, all the scouts coming looking at you, they're not gonna look your way because you're doing what you're doing. So I'm just like, man. And then plus my parents heard that, so I couldn't back down from talk like that. So I just had to keep my head up. A couple tears dropped because I'm like, man, I'm going down the wrong road right now. I'm getting suspended. I don't usually get suspended. So after that talk, I just even worked harder. I try to stay out of more trouble than I can. I just keep going.
Why? Let's see. I think I've covered. I like to learn about you guys. And I can see you on the football field, and I know you have a lot of talent, buddy. You have a lot of talent over there in Canton McKinley. Last Friday, there were a lot of talent on that field. Some of my very best players in 2024 were on that field. Okay, I really appreciate you being on my podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
You've done a really good job, and I appreciate it. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.